fuse thought and feeling. Early in life, Clark discovered a sensibility to works of beauty. Ever since I can remember, that is to say, from about the age of 7, the combination of certain words or sounds or forms has given me a peculiar pleasure, unlike anything else in my experience. He called it a freak aptitude, and told a friend, "What is certain is that without it I would have been no more than an obscure and timid playboy." This love of art in all its forms sustained him, and in one of the characteristically teasing yet self-revealing passages of his autobiography he remarked, "A strong Catholic approach to works of art is like a comfortable Swiss bank. I never doubted the infallibility of my judgments." This almost insane self-confidence lasted until a few years ago, and the odd thing is how many people have accepted my judgments. My whole life has been a harmless confidence trick. The confidence of youth was followed by the doubt of age. Self-doubt is the last quality that anybody meeting Clark for the first time would have suspected. Most people were terrified of him and feared being snubbed, an attitude that baffled Clark himself, who was always expected to be one thing, but was invariably something else. A folklore grew up around him. Impossibly, implausibly, supernaturally debonair, delicately poised between diffidence and disdain, a tranquil ruthlessness. He measured people and turned on an appropriate amount of charm, were all opinions offered about Clark. Most descriptions refer back to his solitary and protected childhood. His introversion suggested to many that he possessed no radar or much perception of other people's feelings. He could appear self-absorbed and often cut people without even realizing it. Yet those who worked for him, cooks and secretaries adored him, found him easy and even cosy. There was a private clerk and a public clerk, one funny and warm, the other formal. As Anthony Powell suggested, everything about Clark was surprising. He might have added contradictory and paradoxical. The writer who loved action, the scholar who became a popularizer, the socialist who lived in a castle, the committee man who despised the establishment, the indefatigable self-deprecator whom many found arrogant, the shy man who loved monsters, the ruthless man who hated confrontation, the brilliantly successful man who considered himself as a failure, the mandarin who had a passion for lemonade and ice cream. The impenetrably smooth performer had a highly emotional side, weeping in front of works of art and subject to spiritual and religious experiences. Graham Sutherland, who knew him as well as anybody and lived in his house during the war, said, "Of course Kay is a divided man, and of my friends the most complex." Behind all this was a mania for independence, never wishing to be caught or identified with any group except artists. As one confidant put it, he was nervous of contamination. There are many Kenneth Clarks to describe. The museum director, the courtier, the darling of society, the Leonardo expert, the man of action, the wartime publicist, the would-be contemplative scholar, the lecturer and journalist, the administrator and the professor, the television mogul and performer, the public intellectual, the non-academic art historian, the collector, the patron, the committee man, the conservationist, the family man, and the lover. The sum of the man is equal to the parts. Describing Clark's apparently detached progress through life, his younger son, Colin, thought that parents, schooling, wife, child, and art all just flowed by like interesting scenery, and his father was scarcely aware that there were other human beings on the planet until he was about 28 years old. Worldly or unworldly, Clark expected to go on to boards and for women to fall in love with him. It did not seem odd to him that he was offered the chairmanship of the Independent Television Board without ever having owned a television. An appetite for public